This is the show that we have insightful conversation with your favorite artists pertaining to show business. Today, the show is going to be a bang. This artist, in part, in the music industry is unprecedented. He has been in the game for 16 years, and he has put in a lot of artists on. The likes of D-Money, Joey B, Frida Rhymes, Sifar, Wiser Grade, a whole lot. And currently, he's working with Paul Now, who signed to his record label, Black Avenue Music. Today, we celebrate the legacy of award-winning Ghanaian artist Desmond Blackmore, also known as D Black. Enjoyment Minister, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for that.
Nice. It's a great honor to have you on the show.
Thank you.
I always say any artist who comes through on MS Live, it's not just an interview, it's a conversation. And today we celebrate the legacy of D Black.
Thank
D
you.
Black, I know you have been in the game for 16 years. And this year turns 17 years for you in the music industry. What have you learned so far? What have you learned and unlearned so far in the music industry? Or entertainment in general?
Talent is not enough.
Okay.
That's number one. You could be the most amazing rapper, fantastic singer, but without certain attributes, the drive, the dedication, and discipline, it's not going anywhere.
Okay. And you have seen a lot of artists, and we are going to get into that. But I want us to take it way, way back. Let's take it way, way back. As I said, today we are celebrating the legacy of Desmond Blackmore, also known as D Black. D Black, I know 2009, you dropped a joint mixtape with your brother Kweku T, who just got back from Big Brother Africa, which is Target Practice.
Yeah.
How did the concept come about, and how did you guys team up for this project?
Target Practice, we didn't have money. We were all we were broke. We both went to audition for Big Brother.
Wow. So you went for Big Brother?
Yeah, we both
audition. Okay.
Both audition, and then you know, it's hundreds of people. So then it goes all the way down to 4 people.
Wow.
2 guys, 2 girls, and then they choose 2 people out of the 4. So the 2 guys, 2 girls were me, Kweku T, Lydia Forson, and somebody else. Was it Mimi? It was somebody else. It's 4 people, and then Kweku got the guy slot.
Okay.
In the final, and then another girl got a slot. I can't remember who the girl was. So Kweku went. All we needed was a platform to be able to showcase our music. So whoever got it, we already had a plan to be in a group. So he got it. He went, and I think there were 14 people. He came in 7th or 6th place.
Yeah.
But as soon as he came up, we decided we were going to put the project out. But we didn't have a name. We were in a group. We didn't have a group name.
So it was collective.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we said, okay, D Black and Kweku T, or Kweku T and D Black. He was older than me. Okay. So his name first, yeah. So it was Kweku T and D Black, and then with the direction of the music, we were working with J-So at the time. I was in University of Ghana, Legon, and Kweku lived in East Legon. The studio was in Adenta, so it was very.
Okay.
That was home for us. I started listening to the hip hop artists in Nigeria at the time.
Okay.
When they were rapping over not typical hip hop beats, they were rapping over what we call Afro beats now. Like it was a faster sound. It was like house mixed with hip life. It was different.
Okay.
So I told J-So I played some of the songs they were putting out. Ikechuku, Need to See. I played some of their songs, and Don Jazzy was the one producing those beats. So so I said, J-So, let's do one song like this.
Okay.
Because when I watch Channel O and MTV and stuff, this is the hip hop that they're playing heavy.
Yeah. Okay.
So I know we have our style of music of hip hop that we're doing, but let's just do one song like this, and that one song was Move.
Okay.
And that ended up being a single, and that's what took us down.
Okay.
After we released Move.
I know with Move, you guys got nominated for Channel O for Best African West Video.
Yeah. You know a lot, huh?
Yeah. I want us to talk about, I know the video was directed by Daniel Kwashiga.
Yeah.
Yeah. And let's talk about the video. You did the first, you guys come together and you did a song, Target Practice, and the debut song you guys dropped was nominated for Channel O. How did you feel? Because your first song you dropped and was nominated for Channel O. And you were competing with J. Martin Ochame Kwame.
How do you remember all of this? This is 2009, man. Yeah, those were the people in the category. You're very right. P Square, J Martins, Oshame Kwame too.
Yeah.
I think that year, Nato C Ikechuku won. They won the same category. But then we came back with a second single,
Yeah.
Breathe, and that got 3 nominations.
Yeah.
But it didn't win anything.
Wow. I want us to talk about Brief a little bit because I know that video was directed by Gio. And I watched your interview. You said Gio never charged you for that video.
Yeah, he didn't charge us for the
Was
video.
it that because you guys weren't having money and you saw the vision that, okay, you guys are going to take Ghanaian music to the next level? That's why you decided to shoot the video
No,
for
so so my mentor growing up was Reggie Rockstone.
Wow.
So I went out with Reggie one day. We went to this nightclub and there was a fight. Outside the club, 2 girls were fighting. And
Wow.
Reggie took one girl's side. I took the other girl's
Okay.
side. I didn't know the girls, but I just took her side because I saw the situation and I felt like she was right. Not knowing when she went home, she went to tell her brother
Okay.
that, oh, Charlie, there was a fight at the club. It was the girl's birthday and she was there with her mother. And that new artist, D Black, he's the one that helped us get out of the situation. And that happened to be Gio's sister.
Wow.
So Gio called me the next day to thank me. And then he said, anytime you need a video, it's on the house.
Okay.
Thank you for helping my sister. So at that time, Kwekwe and I had decided to do solo projects.
Okay.
And so I was wondering, okay, now I got a free video from the best director
Okay,
in
Gio.
Ghana. Should I give him my solo song? Or I should let him do like one of the group videos? And I decided to do the group video because we started building that momentum.
Okay.
We started getting shows.
Okay.
So I gave him Breathe, and he shot the video for us, and we won Video of the Year at the
Ghana
VGMAs.
Music Awards. Yeah. So Deep, like I want us to, when you guys got separated, you became an independent artist, you became a solo artist, and you dropped your first single featuring Kwabena Kwabena, Somebody. As a hip hop artist, what made you decide to feature Kwabena Kwabena, and that song being your debut single for your upcoming album, Music, Love, and Life?
So when I became a solo artist, there was still no money to be able to do the project I wanted to do. But there was a guy, I feel like God just blessed me with meeting him. There was a guy in the body called Waxy.
Okay.
I wanted to do a feature for somebody for free. And Waxy's studio was where they recorded the feature at. And after I finished, he asked me, oh, I hear you and Kwekwe are not in a group anymore, so what are you doing? And I said, I've started writing my album, but money no day to record yet, but small time I go make ready. So he offered me his studio, and he said, come and record all the songs. I'll mix and master them for free, but when you blow, don't forget me.
Get me, okay.
So I recorded all these songs. I recorded 33 songs.
Wow, within 6 months?
Yeah, even less than 6
months, okay.
I recorded like exactly 33 songs. But the 33rd song was with Kwabena Kwabena.
Okay.
Now, Kwabena Kwabena, I knew him from when I was like 17, 18. I lived in North Kaneshie, and Hammer had the studio there. And that's where I was seeing Kwao Kese, Sarkodie, Edem, everybody trying to hustle to make it in that studio. It was at the back of my house. But Kwabena Kwabena hadn't blown up when I knew him from there.
Okay.
His name was Prince George.
Okay.
He hadn't become Kwabena
Kwabena
Kwabena.
Kwabena.
Yeah. So, fast forward, when I was working on the album, Kwabena Kwabena had blown up. He had become Kwabena Kwabena.
The ladies' man.
Yeah, and he was my mother's favorite artist.
Okay.
So, I met him and I asked him if he would be on my album, and he said, yeah, I'll do it. And he came to the studio.
Wow.
And as soon as he entered, it was light off.
Oh.
And he waited for like an hour. And the lights didn't...
I hope Yawa catch you small.
I was hot. I was like, yo,
Charlie.
I got a big man on the album. So, but I had done something with Samini as well.
And Reggie Stone.
And yeah. But when Kwabena Kwabena walked out of the studio, the lights came back on.
Wow.
He went in and he did the chorus. I had the concept. I had done my verses already. and he did the chorus. Now, I went home and I listened to all the songs, and I said, you know what? Let's start this album with Jesus, because that was the only song on the album that had a Christian tone to it.
Okay.
I had just finished school at the time, too. So I called, I studied theater arts and music in Legon.
Yeah.
So I called people that were in my class, people that studied with me, people who had left Legon and gone to NAFTI to study film directing. So I called a guy called Samuel Ajete. He was a student at NAFTI.
Okay.
And he had bought his own camera. And I wrote a script for a video in a church. And I asked him if he could film me and edit it for me. So he put some people together. We went, I called Kwabna, he showed up. We shot the video for it. I just knew that was the first song I had to put out.
All right.
And that was the first successful D Black song.
Okay. So let's talk about the song that won you the Hip Hop Song of the Year, the Ghana Music Awards.
So that was the
Get
second.
on the dance floor.
That was the second single.
Second single. I know the song was produced by EL.
Yeah.
And the video was directed by Joe.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the concept of the song, because it gave us that comic vibe.
Yeah.
That comic concept.
In the beginning, I didn't want it.
Wow. Why?
Because I'm a new artist. I want everybody to see my face. We shot the video. I went back to GO again, but this time now we had a little bit of money.
Yeah.
So we paid for NAFTI, we paid for the props. I wanted everybody to see my face. GO shoots the video and just put some cartoon effect on it, and I was like, bro, they already see my face, eh? And it looked like some cartoon. But he insisted and he kept it, and now also went crazy.
But the video was dope. 2010 was one of the finest videos.
Yeah.
And I think when the time you dropped the song with Sak, with Kind of Girl, I Like Girl, the video was like, during that time, I recall, my friends and I was trying to compare the video to Emma. Emma dropped that same kind of video,
It's the
which
same,
is action film.
the same animator.
Okay.
So I went to Nigeria and I met him, and I didn't know I was going to work with him. We just
Okay.
became friends. But I had been nominated for the BET Awards on our first album.
Yeah. Music, Love, and Life.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now I was in the US, and Sark 2 was nominated right after me.
Okay.
So there was a point where we were in the US at the same time, and our schedules didn't allow us to shoot the video. When I was free, he wasn't free. When he was free, I wasn't free. So I started to think about an alternative to be able to put visuals for the song out there. And then I hit the animator up. He had done MI's action film. So I hit him up, and that's how that also came about.
Because it was having the same, I said, wow. But that's very dope. I want us to, after you released your debut album, Music, Love, and Life, you did a nationwide tour, which is the Yes Boss concert.
No, it was before the album came out.
Before the album came out?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the concert. You did a show in Tamale. That time was 10 regions, and you did 8.
Yeah, how do you know? You've done your research, but not a lot of people have all this information.
8 regions, and out of this same tour, it was the same money you used to fund yourself to go to the BET.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the nationwide tour. Right now, it seems a lot of artists are not doing it. And D-Black, when are you getting back on the road to do a nationwide tour in Ghana?
Maybe before the end of the year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right now, it's 16.
Yeah. Maybe before the end of the year, October, November, we'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want us to talk about Revelation. That's your second studio album, and that's my favorite album. It has Vera, it has Kind of Girl, it has the song with Waje, it has Falling with Mucheda, it has Change Your Life with EL. A lot of songs is out on it. I want us to talk about that album. It's my personal favorite. Would you say that is your biggest album till now? Revelation?
It will be between Loyalty and Revelation for me.
But it has a lot of bangers on it.
Yeah. Well, with Loyalty, I had a German minister with Stoneboy and Kwame MP. I had Shige with Jackie.
Yeah.
I had a lot of Nigerian collaborations. I had Praise on there. And me, my favorite vocalist, one of my favorite vocalists in Ghana is Akwabwa. He's on that project too.
Okay.
I also had Ding Ding with Ifya.
Yeah.
At the High Life sample from Oforian Ponsa and Apietus. So that is my recent favorite. But when you go to the Ghana Boy days, Revelation is my favorite.
I love that era. I love the Ghana Boy era. I want us to talk about Vera. I know there's a backstory to it because you went to South Africa with Reggie Stone Johannesburg for his Glow ambassadorial deal, and he advising you that you have to do a song in your native language, either Chi or Ga. And you telling Reggie Rastone that, man, I can't rap in Chi. I'm going to look silly.
Yeah.
And say, can you rap in PG? So to you, Vera was a mistake song that you made. You were just trying to
It was
do
a
something.
test. I was just trying to test out if Pigeon will work.
Okay.
Because, yeah, I was successful in the first 2 years rapping English, but like I wanted to be able to go to Sunyani
Okay.
and do a concert on my own and have the people sing along. I had done it, but when I did it, I didn't have an album out yet.
Okay.
So I had the songs with Kweku at the time, and I had a couple freestyles, and I think I had the record with Kwabna Kwabna. That's all I had when I went to, and you know the song with Kwabna Kwabna, yeah, you could sing the chorus.
Yeah, for real.
Somebody, you could sing it because it's in tree, but it wasn't a club song. It wasn't a party song, and it wasn't for like stadium.
Yeah.
It wasn't for concerts. So I wanted a song that could cut across. So when Reggie said it, I said, yeah, I can't do the tree, but I can do pigeon. So I changed the whole song from English to pigeon. Recorded it as soon as we got to Ghana. And I sent it to him and he said, yeah, wicked.
Okay.
And the next day I released it.
Okay. And you said during that time you were heavily promoting Change Your Life with EL.
Yeah.
And Vera overtook that song.
Yeah.
But how did you put Joey B on the song?
So Joey was my next door neighbor.
Okay.
He wanted to rap, and the day I did the song, he heard me recording it. Like it's just a wall that shares my studio and his house, his bedroom. It's just like this one wall. So he jumped over the wall and came into my house at night, and he asked to be on the song. And I said, Charlie. Okay, don't kind of disturb me. This song I go drop on tomorrow. And he convinced my manager to let him rap on the song so that I listened to it the next day when I came. So when I came the next day, he had done the verse on it. And I said, this is dope. All right, let's keep it. Because I had done 2 verses.
Okay.
And at the time, typically, you always got to have 3 verses on a song. So I was coming to add one more verse. But when I heard Joey's verse, I thought it was very dope. I said, all right, let's keep it.
Okay.
Put him on the 3rd verse. I'll find a way to include him in I already had the video concept in my head, so I'll find a way to keep him on the song and create a concept that includes him. And I kept it, and that night, we dropped it. And it was the biggest song in the country for a very long time.
Okay. Artist who was nominated for BET, you have dropped an album which was doing incredibly well. You have one of the biggest songs in the country, which is Vera. And you have one of the dopest projects, which is Revelation. And right now, you decided to relax, sit back, and bring in an artist, which is Joey B, and manage him in 2013. What made you take that bold step? Because you are at the peak of your career and sitting back and promoting another artist. What made you make that step?
I thought he was very talented.
Okay.
You know, and the way somebody helped me in 2010, that was the same way I feel like, you know, when God blesses you using somebody to help you, you should do the same thing in return for somebody else. So that was how I was thinking then. 2013, he needed somebody to push him. I said, all right, after I put him on the song, and I saw that people liked what he was doing, I said, okay, yeah, cool, let's do it.
You did Strawberry Ginger, and you did Tonga.
Cigarette. Then Tonga.
Tonga, yeah. Strawberry Ginger, Cigarette, Tonga. 3 songs. So dropping up these 3 songs, and I think it won at the Ghana Music Awards, Tonga.
Yeah.
Were you able to recoup what you invested in him?
To be honest, I don't think so, but I didn't do it for that.
Okay.
I did it just to support, you know, a neighbor, a friend, a brother, the same way somebody supported me. Till today, the guy who helped me in 2010, he still mixes my songs.
Wow.
He's 50 now, but he's still the guy who mixes my songs.
Wow.
My studio in my house, he's the one who set it up. The studio at the record label, he's the one that set it up.
Okay.
So
And
it's just paying back.
Okay, that's great.
The benefits you got from somebody who helped you. Yeah.
Wow, that's very great. And I know 2014, you got into movies and TV shows.
2015.
That's 2015. Okay. So let's start with the movie you shot with What's the title of the movie again? It has EL, it has Funny Face, a whole lot of people on, and you did an EFGA show too,
Yeah.
putting Peace Hide on.
Yeah.
So what made you adventure into movies and reality shows?
So when I was working on the third album, that's when I released the songs with Castro.
Okay.
So the first single was Personal Person featuring Castro. And then Castro's first single on his album was featuring me, Seho. So we dropped the songs and then Castro disappeared.
Okay.
We all know the story.
Yeah.
So I just felt like...
Personally, how did you take it?
Yeah, I felt like it was wrong it wasn't right or the right time for me to be on stage performing music that I did with him. And those songs were the biggest songs. I remember at the time the top 10 songs in Ghana, you know, back then they used to put it at the back page of Graphic Showbiz.
Okay.
Top 10 songs. And 5 were Castro.
Wow.
There was, number 1 was Seho. Number 3 was Personal Person, me featuring Castro. Then he had a song with Kenata and Asamaja.
Yeah.
Odopa.
Odopa.
Was like number 5. And then he had a song with this guy, Akudana. At the time, I forgot the title. It was at number 10. And then Adonai with Sark 2 had just come out, and it was on like 8. So when you looked at the top 10 songs in Ghana, Castro was everywhere. But unfortunately, when they couldn't find his body, I just didn't feel comfortable performing the songs.
Okay.
Regardless of how big they were. So I decided to take a break from music and invest in other things. So like I told you, I studied film directing, theater arts, music in Legon. I decided to invest in like other things that I was passionate about, which was television production. So I started off with the EOGH show on GH1. And then we produced a movie called Why Should I Get Married?
Yeah.
So while I took a break from music, I went into television
that's
production.
the artwork?
Yeah. Yeah, I went into...
In cinemas October 2014.
Oh, yeah, it's 2014?
Yeah.
I thought it was 2015, huh? Yeah, so this was my first venture outside of music. And then we went into events.
Okay. That was Black Avenue Works?
No,
that's your agency?
That's Livewire. Livewire events. And we went into boxing and celebrity soccer and stuff. So we did Bukom Vancouver Society Powers.
Okay.
And that also led into hospitality, like the nightclub and stuff. Okay. So I did that till I came back to the music in 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's get to the Loyalty album.
Yeah.
And you did the Enjoyment Minister with Stoneboy and Kwame Na MP.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that song. So right now, D Black, I want to put you on the spot. Vera, Seho, Personal Person, and Enjoyment Minister.
Personal Person.
Is your biggest song?
My favorite.
Your favorite. I want us to talk about your biggest song till now. That if you go to the club, people will be singing word for word.
You can't sing Vera word for word though. You can do the chorus.
Okay.
But a rap is very so you can't sing it word for word. But if you say word for word, it will be Seho and Personal Person.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I like how you are playing it.
Yeah.
But my own time is Vera because I knew someone called Vera. So shout outs to you, Vera, wherever you are, Charlie. Big shout outs to you. Yeah. So Loyalty album, great album, Enjoyment Minister. You dropped that song and it was a banger. So can you run us through the concept of that project?
So first of all, the song, I used to do writing camps in my house.
Okay.
So I went into different locations to record the music by myself. No other artists, just me and sound engineers and producers. So like we'll go to Takrade, record for a week. We'll go to Adan, Aqua Safari for like 4 days, record music. Okay. We'll go into a hotel. I just wanted different environments. Right. So when I finished, I started doing listening and writing camps with producers and artists in my house, where I would invite like 6 different artists and producers. And I had done that song with my kids.
Okay.
And my kids were on the chorus.
Wow.
And I called Shatta and Stoneboy to be on the album. So with Shatta, we went to his place. We didn't finish the song. And Stoneboy was out of town. And he said as soon as he lands, he would drive from the airport straight to my house. So when he drove to my house, I was working on that song when he came.
Okay.
My kids had done the chorus on there. And when he came, he assumed that that's the song I wanted him to be on.
Okay.
But it was a different song I wanted him to be on. But Stoneboy's energy is different. As soon as he entered and he heard what I had done on the song, he said it. He didn't even write.
Wow.
He just went on, and I didn't stop it. I left it. When he finished, I said, but this is not the one, there's another one.
Wow.
Yeah, he did that too. So now I did the song. I got the 2 songs with Stoneboy. Writing camp day, Kwame IMP comes to the house, and he hears what I had done with Stoneboy. And my kids on singing on the hook. And he starts singing along to it. And I said, when he recorded, yeah. And then he ended up being on the song. And then I listened to everything. And at the time, I don't think I had ever done a song that had like 2 different artists as features. It was always me featuring somebody, one person. I hardly do like a song featuring 2 people. I listened to it and Kwame was perfect. Stoneboy was perfect for the song. Then I had to decide on a single.
Wow.
It was between Enjoyment Minister and Shiggy.
Wow.
Featuring Jackie. And after a little back and forth, I decided to go with Enjoyment Minister first.
And it was a banger.
Yeah.
You made the right choice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
D Black, let's continue with the Ghanaian visa. Okay, I want us to talk about it. Why did you decide to name it the Ghanaian visa? What inspired you?
I wasn't even ready to put an album out, but I felt like there was so much attention on Ghana at the time.
Okay.
I felt like everybody was talking about Ghana. Our elections had happened peacefully. The music was growing, and I felt like there was so much attention on Nigeria musically in the entertainment scene, but on the hospitality front, it was Ghana more. So I wanted to be able to merge music and the hospitality scene. I had gotten into restaurant business, nightclub business, lounge businesses.
Okay.
So I wanted to be able to infuse the people that was coming from outside of the country and the music.
Okay.
And feature as many different talents as I could on one project and let it gel. That's why I named the project the Ghanaian
Visa. Okay. So 2026, you just released a new song, which is making waves. It's sweet. Can you run us through the concept of that song? It's sweet.
I just wanted to go back to how I first started hip-hop music. You know, anybody that wasn't around for the 2010, the 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012 era will probably only know my music, the commercial, typical hip life or Afrobeat music. A lot of people don't remember the hip-hop. They Black. They know the commercial.
Taking them back to the Ghana Boy era.
Yeah. So I decided I was going to do a all hip-hop project.
Okay.
And I started, but then I'm done, but there's 2 or 3 that's not hip-hop.
Okay.
I wanted to just stick to hip-hop, but along the way, I changed the concept of this project. All the songs are about women.
Okay.
But it's not all hip-hop.
Okay.
So there's some 2, 3 Afrobeat songs.
Nice video. Who directed the video, D Black?
This is Junior.
Okay.
Yeah. I've worked with him for a very long time. He did Me and Ifya.
Okay.
Shege with Jackie as well.
Okay. The background and everything is giving me a bit of Kotomushi vibe.
But you know, I shot this video in my living room.
Wow.
You never know.
Like seriously?
Yeah. I'll give you the behind the scenes so you show people.
Okay.
Oh, this whole video was in my living room.
Wow. Okay, so let's talk about your upcoming EP, Songs About Women.
Yeah.
Why that title?
Because I have so many experiences. So many experiences with women. So it's telling stories about relationships.
Okay.
It's plenty.
Okay.
Everything to do with women is on there.
Okay.
Appreciating women, admiring women, telling real stories, telling stories that I know of, not necessarily about myself. There's stories about myself, but then there's stories about heartbreak.
Okay.
There's so much content on there.
Okay.
But all the songs are about women.
Women.
Yeah.
Okay. So any name that you mention for the song inside here, it be Experience.
Did I mention a name? Oh yeah. Oh, in this song?
Yeah.
Oh no, this one. No, with this, what I did was, I spoke about all the days of
Yeah.
the week. I spoke about every single one. Born on Monday, born on Tuesday. And the most common and most typical Ghanaian female names. You know, Patience,
Yeah.
Grace, you know, yeah.
Oh, that's very dope. That's very dope. I love it. So when is the EP coming out? And how many songs is going to be on it?
7 songs, 24th April.
24th April.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
We'll drop one more song.
Okay. Any collaborations?
Yeah.
Okay. How many artists?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wow. 5 artists.
5 artists, 5 producers.
Okay.
7 songs.
Ghana or outside Ghana?
It's a mix.
Okay. Okay. That's very dope. Yeah. Let's talk about, you were featured in JQ cover for South Africa.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
South Africa is my second home.
Okay.
So I think I even blew up in South Africa before Ghana. So I have quite a bit of a fan base over there.
Yeah.
So.
And one thing a lot of people don't know is that you were opening acts for Jay-Z when he came to Ghana.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why are you not talking much about it? I think you have to throw light, and you have shared a lot of stage with prominent artists, like Rick Ross, Memphis Bleak, Chris Brown, Busta Rhymes, a lot of artists.
Yeah, I did Chris Brown, I did Jay-Z, I did Busta Rhymes,
Memphis
Rick
Bleak.
Ross,
yeah.
Memphis Bleak. Yeah.
You have to throw light on it.
Oh, it's not really necessary. If you know, you know now.
Okay, that's great. So let's talk about the JQ. You were still on it.
Yeah.
It's your second home.
Yeah, it's my second home. So anytime I put a project out, the media, the press over there, reach out and they support, and they always make it happen. April, I'll do a launch of the EP over there as well.
Okay.
Ghana and there as well.
Okay. So Ghana, we have to be there. MS Live, we have to be there.
Yeah.
We have to be there.
Definitely.
So D Black, last words to your fans. What do you have to tell them before we wrap up?
God bless everybody that's been a fan of D Black from Ghana Boy.
Yeah, to the Enjoyment
to
Minister.
Enjoyment Minister. It will change the Enjoyment Minister soon. It will just be Mr. Blackmore.
Okay.
Yeah, different era.
Okay.
But thank you for supporting.
Okay.
And you, the whole MX24 team, thank you for having me. God bless you guys.
D Black, you have to do some small freestyle for us.
Freestyle by this time. The freestyle, play the new freestyle on the rhythm.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
We're going to play it. So
play
nice
the
having
hands
you.
up one.
Yeah.
Let them feel that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice having you on the show.
Thank
I really
you.
appreciate
Thank you
your
very
time.
much.
It's an honor to have this conversation with
man.
you. So D Black, the Ghana Boy, I just had the Enjoyment Minister. I enjoyed that era a lot, very, very much. But he's now the Enjoyment Minister. It's a great conversation with the man of the moment, D Black, the Enjoyment Minister. Guys, so we are taking a quick breather. We'll be back in a bit.